So there you heard it straight from the horse's mouths. The energy is undescribable out here when it comes to X Games Aspen. It is another sellout crowd out here tonight at Buttermilk here at Aspen Snowmass as it plays host to X Games Aspen here in 2025. And we are set to bring you Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe. Hello everybody and welcome to the booth. My name's Jimmy Coleman. I happen to be standing alongside the legend Tom Wallish, and we get to call the action out here tonight as we take you through men's ski superpipe. Well, one person that we have to talk about when it comes to ski superpipe, Alex Ferreira. He's won this thing 3 times, including last year in 2024.
Yeah, Alex Ferreira, absolutely top notch. Had a perfect season last year, did not lose any events, including this one, X Games Aspen in 24. And he's the king right now in superpipe. Both way 1620s is the name of the game. Spinning to win and absolutely stomping. And there's not really anything else anyone can do to stop this guy.
Yeah, that perfect season you were just talking about, the 23-24 season, 7 wins. That's 5 World Cups, Dew Tour, and then here in Aspen. And he's already off to a good start here in 2025, or the 24-25 season. He's got a couple of World Cup podium finishes already.
I mean, he's got a couple, and there's a couple more on the way. He just can't be stopped. He's going so big and spinning more and better than anybody else.
Well, we're here in the booth. We've got a reporter out in the field. She goes by the name of Kristen Beat. Let's check in with her.
Well, someone looking to stop Alex Ferreira, Nick Gepper. Now, in 2024, Nick Gepper wasn't necessarily a threat. He was skiing in jeans. His pursuit in superpipe was a novelty. However, after winning gold at the World Cup in China, what started as a novel intention to reinvent himself in a new discipline has now evolved into a highly competitive effort. He told me he is back in the gym every day. He is meditating. He is visualizing all the things that made him so successful as a slope-style skier, but now applying them to the superpipe. Guys, Nick Gepper is one to watch in this competition. It has also sparked a unique rivalry between he and last year's gold medalist Alex Ferreira. Tom, I'll let you pick it up there.
Oh,
you get
pushing the bus to me.
You just got pushed onto the plank with that one, my friend.
And really it is. Nick is so competitive so quickly and has come into this sport to dominate right behind Alex Ferreira that the rest of the crowd is jealous. They are angry at the lighthearted approach he has on social media, and there is some tumultuous attitudes out there with this crew, so I swear they are going to be battling tonight.
Well, we talked about Alex, we talked about Nick. There's 6 others in the field. Let's meet our starting lineup here at Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe.
Hi, I'm Luke Harold. I'm 16 years old and from Lake Howey, New Zealand.
Hi, my name's Finn Malvads. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Wanaka, New Zealand.
I'm Brendan McKay. I'm 27 and I'm from Calgary, Canada.
Burke Irving. I'm 25 years old and I'm from Winter Park, Colorado.
What's up? I'm Aaron Blunk, 28 years old. I'm from Crested Butte, Colorado.
My name is Hunter Hess. I'm 26 years old and I'm from Bend, Oregon.
Nick Gepper. I'm 30, Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Hey, I'm Alex Ferreira. I'm from Aspen, Colorado, and I'm 30 years old.
I have to say, that was probably the most epic Nick Gepper headshot that I've ever seen. It was very Trent Reznor-esque right there.
It was.
Trent
1990s called, they want their hairstyle back.
Oh my goodness, that was a treat to see that right there. So there is your starting lineup out here tonight. It is 8 athletes in the field, and we've changed it up. We've shaken things up here in 2025. So we have what we call playoffs and then the final. So here in this opening round that we call playoffs, all 8 of them are going to ski in that order that they were just introduced to you. They're going to get 2 runs here, and it's the best run that counts, and we cut the field in half. So only the top 4 are going to advance into the final. Then they're going to re-rack them as to how they qualified. 4th goes first skis last, and then 2 more runs. Best run counts, and it's podium time.
Yeah, and I love this new format. I'll tell you why. All these athletes have gotten so good that this format is more difficult. It's not 3 or 4 runs to land your best run. You only have 2 chances in the playoffs and then 2 in the finals. You got to do 2 really, really good runs tonight to walk away with gold, and that makes it harder than it's ever been, so the competition is going to be fierce.
Yeah, we've seen some strategy change-ups here throughout the weekend, and we've seen that to where the pressure was on and things didn't work out so well going in the final. So it really changes things up, and it makes you rethink your approach to how you're looking at your runs out here tonight. But again, packed house here, Aspen Snowmass. And I love it that they let the fans walk up the side of the pipe. Everyone's packed up alongside the pipe as well as down here in the corral.
If you have not been out to see this event in person, we're sitting right at the bottom, and I still wish I was up on the wall. The amplitude that these athletes get out of the pipe can only be seen up close and personal. So next year, come out and watch the X Games in person.
So we're going to start it off with an X Games rookie in Luke Harold, who is going to be our first competitor to drop. Let's talk about that. We mentioned that a couple times throughout the weekend. Being a rookie out here, your first ever X Games, you're out here in front of all these people under the lights, and you have to go first. What's that energy like?
I mean, talk about intimidating to see this huge crowd, but we've already seen it once this weekend. A rookie from New Zealand, first time to X Games, walking away with gold. So could Luke Harold be the next? I mean, anything can happen once the lights come on, the pressure's there, and the crowd amps you up. This is the time to put down the best half-pipe run you've ever done.
Oh, and by the way, he's only 16 years old. He's currently a junior in high school, but being since he's from New Zealand, he's on summer break right now. But how about that? You're 16 years old. You're out here at your first ever X Games, and you're the first one to set the bar out here in Monster Energy Ski SuperPipe.
And when you're that young, you don't know any better. I mean, just go for it. You're going back to school at the end of this winter break, and here you are at the Winter X Games, so this is the time.
It's probably like, what's worse, doing this right now or trying to stand up in front of 30 of my classmates and give a book report? I would go for the book report being the more difficult. With
Is he reading The Great Gatsby, or what are they on at that era? Grapes of Wrath?
You're going through the motions. This is what you've done for most of your life. You're ready. You're pumped, you're amped. Look at the sheer enormity of this SuperPipe as you look from that camera angle from the bottom of the mountain up. This thing is massive. These walls are 22 feet high, and they are going to be sending it above these walls here in this event tonight. So it looks like he is finally ready, and we are about to be underway. Remember, 2 runs, best run counts, top 4 get on into that final from the playoffs here.
And we've seen a lot with this playoff format. The playoff round is almost more difficult than the final because 8 people just trying to get in those top 4. Keep an eye on that bubble spot. You're going to need a high score in the 80s, maybe even in the 90s just to get through to the next round. So 2 runs, let's get started. Only your best run counts, so you can have a fall, but at some point you need to put a top to bottom run down.
All right, he was eyeing it up. Now he's in. Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe is underway.
Oh, gets things started with the switch alley-oop, gets the critical there on the double. Now back to back, so cool to see those mirrored perfectly each direction. The double cork party is going. Now 1260s in both directions.
Had to squat, but he hangs on.
How does he get that going?
Out of that squat going across the flat, still managed to get him almost to 9 feet there. I mean, you're 16 years old. It's your first X Games. Great job by Luke Harold.
I mean, a full run of doubles. Here, you see the critical grab on the ski. That's alley-oop, so spinning up the pipe while traveling down. Does that one to the left as well. Then it's into that other switch double, and then somehow manages these 2 1260s at the end. I don't know how he's able to get enough traction to carve back up the wall into this one. So lacking some amplitude, but the ability to pop and do that one only 8 some feet out of the pipe. That's an incredible run to kick things off for the 16-year-old.
Yeah, the best possible score you can get out here in either round, be it playoffs or finals, is 100. So he's into the 80s there with an 81.66. Hey, Luke Harold, welcome to the X Games. So we move on with another rookie and yet another Kiwi. This is Finley Melville Ives. Now he's coming off of a 4th place finish, just missed the pipe podium out there in December at the World Cup out in Copper. Oh, look out. Got a Pacifico sliding down the pipe. Where'd that come from? Off the side of the pipe?
It is a party out here. We'd like for everybody to respect the half pipe. Maybe keep your beers up on the sideline of the pipe.
At least it's on branding.
Very
on
on
least
brand.
They're on sponsor branding with that one.
And the crowd's going nuts.
Are we going to score the can? It's going X Games mode.
As we have
12 ounces of radness
coming in, he does not care that there's a beer can on course, right side 1260.
Does he get bonus points if he hits the can after the last hit?
Oh, huge left side. Watch this wall. This is the most unique trick, the alley-oop double flat. Okay, we've seen him do that alley-oop as a 10. I didn't know if he would bring it out here in the playoffs or save it for finals. So amazing to see that despite our focus on the Pacifico can, Finn puts a perfect run down. Look at this, up top, switch right side, 900, excuse me, coming around with that Japan grab right into the double corks. Love that double Japan grab. Saw it first done years and years ago by Tanner Rainville. Here's that mute held out. So see, let's go of it. It's fine if you let go to rotate out, but judges are always critiquing the length of time in the trick that you hold the grab. There's the alley-oop double flat spin. So starts things off mellow and then really gets into it as we finally clean up the Pacifico can.
Just picking it up at the bottom of the pipe. Thank you, sir, for retrieving the can. No debris in the bottom of the pipe. And 86 there for Finley Melville Ives. So the rookies clocking into the 80s. We are off to a great start here tonight. Tom.
Wow. I mean, just this format, the pressure's on. You only get 2 runs, so everybody's planning that run accordingly. I saw both of those athletes did insane runs, but maybe stepping back from the craziest things they can do to lock in a first run score.
Coming in hot right now, this is Alberta, Canada's Brendan McKay.
There's the switch, alley-oop double. Backs it up with another switch double, this time spinning down the pipe. So 2 different, very unique axes that you can do a switch double cork in. Unfortunately, a little backseat and any bit. We saw, you know, Luke kind of squat down, then get up into the next trick. You can squat down a little, but as soon as a hand or you get way too low, it's just really hard to continue maintaining your speed through the transition and up the other wall.
That's a tough one too, because with only 2 runs here in the playoffs to get into the finals, it puts the pressure on you in that final round. We now turn our attention to Winter Park, Colorado's Burke Irving. He happens to own 2 total medals when it comes to super pipe at the X Games, one of those being bronze and the other one a silver. Silver medal came here 2 years ago, X Games Aspen 2023.
I really like that Burke fits a 1440 in the middle of his run, and I'm hoping to see one of those unique ones. Not a lot of the guys in this field doing a big rotation to switch. You see a lot to forward stance, but to see a huge rotation spinning all the way around to switch. There's the right side 12. Here it is, that's that left 14. So smooth the way he's able to land perfectly to his feet on that 1440. Here's that down the pipe, double flat. So unique with the kicked out Japan. I love that grab, been doing it for years and love to see Burke doing it there. The 1440 though in the middle is the highlight for me. Really, we're going full X Games mode.
Went into red on the hype meter there for X Games mode. He had to withdraw last year out here. He suffered a concussion in practice, so he was not in the lineup here last year. So looking for some redemption here in 2025. Let's take another look, Tom.
This is my favorite. Gets that safety grab, the twist of the body at the end, and then to land off shoulder like that. That is the definition of perfect afterbang, as we like to call it, when you land and really steeze it out afterward. There's that flat spin, too, down at the end. Hands down at his side. Going X Games mode, Burke Irving.
X Games mode. So what's it going to be here? He's going to check in with an 84.33, so that'll put Burke Irving in that number 2 spot right here. Remember, as we go through this, only the top 4 are moving on. For those of you just joining, this is round 1 out of 2 here in the playoffs. Top 4 skiers will advance to the final. And now we are set to bring in Aaron Blunk. He owns 4 total medals when it comes to super pipe. He owns 3 silver, and one of those also happens to be a gold. He took gold here in 2017.
Right side 1080 to get things going. Here's his signature double switch to switch on that one. Then going to the right side on that next switch double 1080. There we go, Aaron finally finishing it off with the alley-oop double flat spin. Wow. Incredible skill with the skis to hold that one out. Double flat spin, back to switch, and then just flying across the flat bottom. So tough to then be able to carve out of that one. As we take another look, this one, he's looking uphill the whole time. You might as well put a blindfold on him because that trick is so hard to spot, so impossible to see. Here's that bottom hit we saw. Has to let go of that grab a little bit early, but then watch this. Puts it down, no hands down, and he is just stoked.
So your top 4 scores at 86, 84.33, 81.66, and well, Brendan McKay, that 10.33 is going to go away, but there you go, 71.66 for Aaron Blunk. So that'll put him into that number 4 spot for now, with 3 skiers left to go here in the rotation before we get into round number 2. The rookie holding on to that top spot as of right here. Hunter Hess on his social media. What a year. Ash dropping this fall.
And if you don't follow those guys at Magma, Owen doing all the filming, Hunter and Alex teaming up, some of the best video content you're gonna see on the web.
Aspen 2025 is his 4th X Games appearance. He got his first medal here last year. This is your bronze SuperPipe medalist from 2024, Hunter Hess.
Dropping in switch. Big switch, double down the pipe. So very similar to that trick Aaron Blunk does, but less inverted, more on that corked rotation. There's the double cork 12. Will we see the right side version? Right side. Then here's his signature trick at the end. Will he show us the Misty? Oh, 12 feet out, diving forward into that wall. Only athlete in this field doing that move. Totally counter the laws of physics to go up that wall and totally pitch your arm forward as if you're rolling over a table. Really difficult, really unique. Although it's only a 540, just one of those super unique parts of his run. Look at the double cork 12. It's these back-to-back 12s with the Japan grabs that's got that X Games hype meter going up. Right side, 12, double Japan on that one. Landing a bit low, but this, look at him. I mean, diving toward the sky, opens up, gets the grab, the crowd in the background in awe. This is the start of what could be maybe the greatest SuperPipe event I have ever watched or called. Every athlete so far for the Motorspod, that just putting it down.
Drone shot was insane. I mean, the drone shots all weekend long, but did you see how close he was to Hunter? That run almost knocking on the door tonight. He's at 89 flat for Hunter Hess. That'll put him in the top spot.
What? Jumping up, Hunter Hess. They love that Misty 5 at the end. It is so good. And it's so unique, and it just proves that style and creativity still exists in this sport, and you don't only need to do massive rotations.
We got Nick Gepper coming your way next.
Standing at the pipe about to drop in, these days, my mind is, I'm grateful. I'm like, holy, I'm still doing this. Most people my age are not. My family's here, my best friends are here. You know, I owe it to myself and I owe it to them to put on a show.
We owe it to you, Nick, for that headshot. I mean, that thing is perfectly coiffed right there. But again, to tell the tale that we talked about earlier, I mean, to start that late in your career and completely switch focus and go into a completely different discipline and basically in a year be a podium threat, that's massive.
I mean, it just goes to show how hard-working this guy is. You can see the Indiana roots and that just pure work ethic.
17 and a half feet?
I mean, 1260s at 17 feet? Into the 1080, this run, this is that switch diving forward. So
what
similar.
in the world is happening?
Oh, 15.7 feet for Nick Gepper.
He just made this entire corral erupt with the latter half of that run, but the average of height in his run was 14 feet. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but when I saw 17.5, I went, are you kidding?
I mean, that's incredible. He was doing those 12s so high out.
Oh, man.
Switch double to get things started, and the amplitude just built to a crescendo from there as he got that right side, then this left side. I mean, amplitude, the grabs. He may have came from slopestyle, and a lot of the things that help him in the half pipe are those perfect sets and the grabs. He is so good, almost better than everyone else in the pipe at locking in those grabs. And this is that final trick. 14 feet out, diving into that switch, bio 9, gets the tail grab. I mean, Nick Gepper just kind of let everybody know, Alex Ferreira included, like, I am officially here. It is a battle. It's a rivalry. It's on.
Well, you could see our reaction, but that's Eileen Goose sitting there on the host set with Salima Masakela, and they were just as shocked as we were. 91.66 for Nick Gepper. He missed the podium by 1 spot last year, had to settle for 4th, and finds himself in the top qualifying spot here in the playoffs in 2025. And now it comes down to Alex Ferreira here. As we mentioned at the top of the show, he owns 3 gold medals in this event here in Aspen. The last one coming last year right here in 2024 to cap off that perfect 7-win season.
Alex, so competitive. Always good in this pipe. He's got the biggest crowd of fans and friends down there. The Aspen local double cork party is going already. 1080 smooth with the tail grab. The switch left 7, so leaving a couple of these walls without a double. And then there's the 1620. Just when I was on the verge of saying he maybe was taking it easy, we see a massive 1624 and a half, full rotations, 2 flips. Hard to describe and fathom the difficulty. And let it be known, he's got another one of those 1620s that we could see in the finals here tonight. 12 up top, locked in the grab. See from the drone up close and personal, you cannot hide those grab. The judges need to see you grabbing those skis, locking it in for as long as you can. This one gets the safety, maybe a bit sliding back toward the tail, wrapping it up, but the landing gear, I mean, wrapped up, hands at the side. Of course, the pole starts swinging, and you know what that means.
Just claiming it, skin to the crowd. I mean, obviously with the hometown crowd, he's got massive support out here. He has the most ski medals among Aspen natives at 7. And again, look at the reaction over there on the host set between Salema and Eileen. So an 88. So after all of that, that's only going to be good enough to put him in the number 3 spot. So that's going to bump Burke Irving out for now. And that's the rookie Finley Melville Ives is sitting on the bubble here after round number 1. But how about that performance by Nick Gepper here after 1 round of runs with a 91.66 to put himself in the driver's seat. So round 1 is in the books. We still have round 2 to go. It is best run that counts. He finished 4th last year. He's sitting in the driver's seat. We'll have run number 2 of the playoffs when we return to X Games Aspen. Welcome back to X Games Aspen 2025. 3rd and final day of competition out here. You see some of the athletes over the course of the weekend making their way into the venue. What an epic weekend it has been out here, both in ski and snowboard. Some epic stories have been told out here. Some rookies taking home some gold medals, and we're not done yet, because we're here at the Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe Playoffs. We've completed round number 1. We've got round number 2 still to come. But the big story here, Alex Ferreira, your Aspen local and defending gold medalist, now finds him in that number 3 spot here after round number 1, and it's Nick Gepper. He comes from slopestyle fame. He's had much success here in that realm at X Games, but last year he went to pipe, had to settle for 4th, and now he's sitting in the top spot. Also, the return of Burke Irving after missing X Games Aspen. What was that quote about the beer can coming down?
Just how many points for the beer can that made it down the half pipe. I mean, they didn't do it. The beer can did do a lot of spins on the way down. I'm not sure what it's rewarded, but make sure to chime in on social. Let us know what you think if you're enjoying watching the show, because I know for sure me and Jimmy are down here at the base of this pipe.
It's a smaller storyline, but a storyline nonetheless. So here we go. We go back up to the top. I had to get that one in the can before we move on. We got Luke Harold up the, I know, I'll stop. We got Luke Harold starting us off here again. A couple of X Games rookies here at the top of the lineup. Just to recap how it works here in the playoffs, everybody gets 2 runs. It's the best run that counts. That's why you see that blue line under the number 4 position. That is the transfer spot. Only the top 4 move on into the final round. So Luke Harold finds himself in that number 6 spot. Youngest skier out here at 16 years old. As we said in run number 1, he's a junior in high school. He's here on summer break. He had to set the pace and came out, put up an 81.66. He starts us off in round 2.
So impressed with his skiing. Luke, in the first run, first one out of the gate, laid down such a cool run. So many variations of different double corks. These 2 to start it off are very fun. The alley-oop in both directions, then into the switch double 1080, then going right and left at the bottom, the pole. No way. His hand came off of his pole grip, or it looks like the strap on the pole broke. He grabbed it mid-handle. Was he able to grab still with that pole just halfway in his hand? Like, that's unbelievable. Switch down the pipe. When I say down the pipe, that's because he's doing that cork moving down, where those top rotations were alley-oop. He's spinning counter to the traveling direction he is going down the pipe. And it's here on this landing on the right side, 12, locks in the safety grab. It is hard to see with the black gloves, but judges are looking for that. Watch this. Pole plant. Pole comes out of his hand. He is holding it like he's giving a ski instruction lesson to the kids. Gets the grab still. It looks like he's able to lock in the grab.
Possible. Look at where his hand is on that right pole.
I mean, bonus points for me. At least I am not a judge, but bonus points for me.
He gets an 83 this go around, so it's going to improve the score, but it's not going to improve the placing. You're 16 years old, you get your first ever X Games, and you put down 2 complete runs right there. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Welcome to the X Games, Luke Harold. Speaking of rookies, we're on to another one here. Finished 4th place. The World Cup in copper in pipe. He's currently looking at a transfer spot right now. He's in that number 4 spot.
Oh,
You'd like to
dangerous
bump
place
up.
to be, though.
That's the hot seat, if you will. You want to give yourself some breathing room. You got Burke Irving sitting on the outside. They're just in 5th, not too far apart. They got an 86 for Finley here, and then an 84.33 for Burke. So this one's big, and we talked about this at the top of the show with the strategy in the past, just having a straight final, 3 or 4 runs, and now you just get 2. That's huge.
Yeah, really a lot more difficult, but I'm telling you, maybe it limits the amount of runs they get, and we could see 1 extra trick or 1 better run, but the pressure of it brings out the best in these athletes and makes it easier on the judges to find the right athletes to win. So Finley with a good run down, now it's time to bring out everything you have to up that score and see if you can move higher up out of the bubble spot. Right side 1260, so big rotations, wraps up a 16 for us. Will he have enough speed?
No, and he has to scrub the speed and just do a lip slash. Oh, that was tough. I mean, he's still in that number 4 spot, but it's not going to bump him up.
Not over yet. He is currently within the cut line to make it to the finals, but I would have loved to just get this run down, bump it up a little. That's the 16-20. So you see, misses the grab right off the bat, has to kind of wrap it around. Really difficult then to get the rotation the way you want when you don't get the hand on the ski.
That is a tough position to be in. Like you said, you're in for now, but you're going to have to wait and see how the rest of this unfolds. Taking a look here at Brendan McKay. Had a slip up there in run number 1. He was a bronze medal in this event that came in 2020. Having a great start here to the 2024-2025 season with a win at the September 24 World Cup in Cardrona, just ahead of Alex Ferreira. And he got a 2nd place behind Alex at the World Cup in copper back in December.
Yeah, this guy is really locked in. Usually always solid, no matter what the weather or the pipe conditions are. Just one of those athletes that's able to figure it out. This pipe every year at Aspen, though, is perfect. So gonna need to do that perfect run. Switch double corks, 1 alley-oop, 1 1080 down the pipe. There's the 1260 to the right. Oh, gets the tail grab on the 12. Huge alley-oop to finish it off. The tail grab 1260. So much more difficult to lock in the grab than just sticking to one of those safety grabs, which is right underfoot, or something on the ski in front of you. When you reach all the way back for the tip or the tail of the ski, that much more difficult, and the judges always rewarding if you can cap the end of it, really get your hand on there. See that safety grab underfoot? That's his right side version, and then it's on the left side one that he kicks the feet out. Let's see. Oh no, reaches for it. It looked in the first look that he really got it. Not quite holding on to it. Still, the rest of this run has some really solid stuff, sitting on a 10, so he's gonna make an improvement on this, but is that enough to get in that top 4?
It's got to be better than an 86 flat, and it is not going to be enough. So he's going to get an 80.33, so that's going to bump him up 1 spot. So Finley Melville Ives is safe for now.
And That's the risk you take going for that tail grab. You could play it safe and go for the safety grab, but when you go for that cooler, more unique tail grab and you don't get it, it's so obvious to the judges, and unfortunately, some big deductions there for Brown.
Well, this is a big one for Burke Irving. He's one spot out of that top 4. He sits in that number 5 position.
Switch 7 to get things going. No, something with the goggles. I swear I saw him land that first hit and his goggles maybe sagged over his eyes, fell down a bit. It just looks like the helmet, something with his eyewear helmet setup malfunctioned or just couldn't see. Let's take a look here. Maybe even on the first in-run. Oh, Burke.
That is so tough to have that happen at the top of your run, so that is not going to be enough. He's going to have to stick with that first run score.
What happened out there?
I just caught a little snow snake. So I caught a little snow snake on going into that first hit and wasn't going to improve my run not grabbing the first hit. So, yeah.
Tom was curious if it might have been a goggle issue.
Oh, no, it wasn't goggles. I just caught a little something in the transition. So.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
I mean, you can just see it in his face. I mean, that reaction just describes it all. But for the fans at home that don't know about skiing, describe what exactly a snow snake is.
Yeah, we kind of use that term just when your skis catch up in the flat bottom or wherever you don't want them to, and it just kind of grabs and it set him on a weird line just going through the flat bottom. So, like he said, if you don't grab that first hit, why do the rest of the run when you know you're not going to improve? But that's just so sad to see for a guy I love watching ride.
Second final attempt here for Aaron Blanc, and oh no, he goes down early and loses both skis.
That was a 1440 to kick off the run. Aaron Blanc not holding anything back, put that first run down, knew he had to bump his score up by 10, 15 points, so went for something massive on the first hit as we take another look at what went wrong here. Sets it big, goes for the tail grab, gets it for a second, then tucks it over. Maybe just lacking a little bit of the height needed to bring it all the way around, and then just lands a little sideways in the pipe. Those skis doing their job, coming off when they need to prevent any sort of injury. But just so sad to see a guy who's been in it so long, who's been through so much as Aaron Blanc has, have that crash at the top of the run.
Yeah, both unfortunate situations for Burke Irving and Aaron Blanc. Taking a look at Nick Gepper, your current leader. By the way, that means that Finley, Melville, Ives is safe because the last 3 guys to ski are already in ahead of him. So the rookie is going to make it into the final. That 86 flat is going to hold on, and he will get into the final round. So now it's just all about jockeying for placement here at this point. As we said at the top of the show, when you get into the final, they run in a reverse order. So 4th skis first, so on and so forth. So whoever gets that top score coming out of the playoffs, you get the luxury of going last. So here comes Hunter Hess. He's currently sitting in that number 2 position. Got a bronze medal here in SuperPipe last year.
Watch this first rotation switch, that switch down the pipe, double kicking out the right ski. Oh.
And he's going to have to call it off as well here.
You know, we might have to get an exterminator. There are a lot of snow snakes in that initial start of the pipe up there.
I mean, everybody was pretty much on point for that first round, and now this is 3 skiers in a row having issues.
And for
pretty
Hunter
much
Hess,
at the top
though,
of the run.
If there's any bobble, don't go through with it. You're sitting perfectly in the 2nd place spot.
Yeah,
you're gonna move on.
Yeah, you're getting into that final. The scores are irrelevant for playoffs once you get to the final. Everything resets to 0. Right about now, it's just, or right now I should say, it's just about placing as to how you ski, as we mentioned earlier, skiing in reverse order.
So what does Nick Gepper do? I mean, he is qualified, guaranteed in the 1st or 2nd place position. If Alex Ferreira were to put down another run, does he go for the big run, or do you save something, save energy, do a warm-up run? There is strategy in this new playoff format where you don't want to lay all your cards on the table because you're going to get the highest, best score for really bringing it out when it matters.
Yeah, you've still got 2 more runs to come. How close to the vest do you want to keep what you've got in the trick bag here? We're about to find out. A 91.66. And like we said earlier, he owns 4 slope-style golds. And then to completely switch gears and start to focus on pipe and be this good, that quick, that's huge. This is Nick Gepper, run number 2.
Switch, double cork. He is not holding anything back. You can just see the amplitude, 1620. Left side, 1260. This is a no holding anything back. Let's show you what my final run's gonna be. Switch down the pipe, that bio. Okay, so we're getting a little prelude of what's to come in the finals. There were some grabs in there that could be improved, maybe some landings, but overall, upping the ante. The run we saw in run 1, but adding the 1620 in the middle. Watch this, wraps it up, pulls that ski to his back. You can just see that landing was aggressive. And this guy's takeoffs are so good. I'm telling you, from all the years, all the practice in slopestyle, big air, super pipe, the skills learned at a young age at Perfect North in Indiana are coming to play here tonight with just those picture-perfect takeoffs. It's that precision that has helped him succeed so quickly and why he's kind of the guy to watch out for in SuperPipe these days.
So not going to improve with that score. One skier left to go. Does he go in as the top qualifier? We are about to find out because there's one person left to go. That's your defending gold medalist. Before we see run 2 from him, let's check in with Kristen.
Well, I checked in with Alex Ferreira, and despite stomping that 1620 on his first run, Alex said he has way more in the tank. He said he's accommodating the new playoff format, playing chess, not checkers, baby, but having top seed would be an advantage in the finals. We'll see what he has.
I love that he dropped a training day reference in there. Yeah. Playing chess, not checkers.
Okay, and I mean, he's treating this just as a warm-up, just a couple straight airs. He doesn't need to be the first place qualifier. He does have the most difficult run, or at least the most amount of technical spins that he can do in his run. So, hey, he's good to go in third. Let's move on. He's ready for finals, and the rivalry will commence.
He says, I don't need to go full Denzel. I'll save that for the finals, but there you go. How about the rookie? Finley Melville Ives is going to hang on. He'll ski first when we get into the final. Your defending gold medalist, Alex Ferrer, will ski second, then Hunter Hess, but it's Nick Gepper with the top spot. We'll have the men's ski SuperPipe final when we return to Aspen. Welcome back, everyone, to a packed house under the lights here tonight. X Games Aspen. These are your top 4 going into the finals. It's the X Games rookie, Finley Melville Ives. Your defending gold medalist from last year, Alex Ferreira. It's your 2024 SuperPipe bronze medalist, Hunter Hess, who was your second place qualifier, and the guy who had to settle for 4th last year in his first ever X Games pipe event is now your top qualifier in 2025 with a huge score in the 90s on run number 1. They will ski in that order out here tonight. 2 runs, best run that counts. Only one of them in the final will miss the podium, Tom.
Oh,
that's a tough break right there.
I mean, so exciting just to make this final, but that is a tough break knowing you've made it so far, and there's one of these athletes not walking away with X Games hardware tonight. 2 more runs, scores are reset though, and we saw some pieces moving around there at the end of the playoff round, so look for the runs to change and get a little bit more difficult, or maybe a strategic play where you put a run down to solidify a medal.
So we cut the field in half out of the playoffs, so they run in reverse order as to how they qualified. Scores are reset to 0. It's a 100-point scale, 2 runs each. Best run that counts, and hopefully you get to take home the gold here in 2025. And how about the rookies from New Zealand this weekend?
Something about it.
Another rookie from New Zealand making a final out
Something
here
in that Wanaka Lake water down there, but I mean, it really is.
They're having a heck of a weekend out here at X Games, and we're going to start it off with Finley Melville Ives, 18 years old. Just graduated from high school in 2024, and now you find yourself starting off the Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe Finals. Look, they're just ready for the X Game hype meter here once he's ready to get uncorked in the SuperPipe. And yes, if you're watching at home, you can join the conversation. Tag us with hashtag X Games Aspen. You'll see a lot of the social media posts end up on the screen throughout the competitions. We still have men's ski big air coming up later on. It's a big night here to cap things off. Here comes Finley Melville Ives.
Look for some big rotations. I'm hoping he fits in his very unique alley-oop double flat spin. 1080, no!
It's all right. 2 runs, best run counts. Shake it off. You got another one coming, Finley.
He does have such a cool rotation that we have seen in the middle of his run at a few other events. Little backflip mute grab there. Little shout out JP Auclair. Just so disappointing when you go down on the first run or the first jump of that run. But really, lot left to come. The kid still can easily walk away with a medal, if not even gold, if he puts down those huge double corks we saw in the playoffs.
So now we queue up Alex Ferreira. We keep talking about how he's the gold medalist from last year. He owns 3 total gold medals in this event, 7 total pipe medals overall here in his X Games career. 3 gold, 2 silver, 2 bronze. He's in for his first of 2 here in the final.
Let's see if Alex gets things going and brings some 1620s into this run. Switch double cork 1080 to the right. There's a left side 16 already, 4.5. Right side 1080 setting up switch. Okay, we see the switch left side 7 there where we see a right side 16. Alex hangs on! X mode, hype to the top on that one. The Aspen crowd is going nuts for the local boy, Alex Ferreira. 2 1620s, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. The key in that run I love too is he's spinning all 4 directions. So spinning switch to the right, switch to the left, and forward to the left and the right. So that one goes all the way up for me when you're doing 1620s, you're locking in grabs. Nothing I like to see more.
It's knocking on the door of the hype meter going into the red right there. Come on, slide that thing. There you go. That was X Games. You get 2 16s in that run? Come on.
When you do a 16 and you land that low out of a pipe that is 3.11 Shaquille O'Neal's tall, and you land that low, and he started from, I don't even know how much higher than that. That is incredible. To land that one, kid's been doing his squats in the summer.
He's into the 90s. He starts off with a 90 here in the finals, and you hear him say, let's go, baby.
Let's go.
He said it in the playoffs. He told Kristen.
He's playing
chess, not checkers.
Yeah, and he's playing right now, right into the 90s. Great score to kick off these finals. Getting it going.
Just like that, first run into the 90s. Here we go. We're getting ready to take our first look at Hunter Hess.
I'm ready for this run. Love this first hit. Hunter's got that switch double 9 that's really corked out, flat, super not inverted, but just barely off axis in that really cool way. Oh, gets that one solid. Here's the switch right side. Lands. Here's the double corks. We're going to see 1 to the left, then 1 to the right. The key here is that he's doing 12s where Alex Ferreira was doing 16s. But the misty flip at the end. Hunter Hess here to play. Look at that highest at 16.5, averaging 12.5, and that misty flip at the end.
Wow. That's the second highest air we've seen in this entire comp tonight.
Just boosting, and really love to see him finessing. Over the years, his skiing has gone from trying the hardest tricks and maybe missing a grab and trying too hard to finding his style, and he has found it here. The switch double, the misty, these 12s that he can grab so well. He's found that perfect recipe to create a really solid run, and watch that diving forward. The crowd, I mean, just gets the grab, and it might be a small rotation, but it is not easy. I can promise you that, especially when you're going that far and that high out of the pipe.
See what the judges think here. Again, they're working off of a 100-point scale in the final, just like we did in the playoffs. You got Alex Ferreira sitting in that top spot right now, that 90. It's taken a while for that score to come in, so judges are having a bit of a conversation in the booth. Who do you think he's talking to right now?
I don't know. He's looking for a call.
This is taking a long time. There you go. An 85.66 here for Hunter. That'll slide him into the silver medal position.
That's a good score. I mean,
send it down to Kristen.
Just a minute ago, Hunter Hess put up his telephone, and I asked him, who are you calling? He said, Monster. They need to give me a call.
He's looking for sponsorship deals out here. Just coming out here looking for a sponsorship deal, sending the messages to the crowd. What is he doing?
Well, here comes Nick Gepper, your top qualifier. I miss Nick Gepper's jeans, says Jerry Walker.
We feel ya. He is wearing real ski clothing, but man, loved him repping the jeans, showcasing that you can do this sport without the most expensive gear, and you can do 1620s pretty easily. Nick Gepper, 1260. Okay, this run is building. Right side 1080. Will we see the switch? Bio 9. Boosts it to switch. He gets it. Nick Gepper. He saw Alex Ferreira put down the first run, and he said, hold the phone. I'm coming down, and I'm going to lay one down as well. Look at that average height, the highest run. The 16 added, where we saw a score in the 90s from him in playoffs. When you add that 1620 in, as long as it's got a locked-in grab, it's going to lead to bigger and better scores when you're doing the hardest trick that's done in SuperPipe these days. Look at the grab. Hard to see in the black on black, but you can see gets that tail grab locked in, at least for that pure bit of the rotation. Here's that final one. I mean, that trick, so unique. It is so cool the way he pops off the wall. Only athlete doing that rotation, similar to what Hunter Hess is doing, but taking off backwards. This score is going to be close.
Oh, a 92.66. That's 1 full point better than what he got in the playoffs. Let's check in with
Nick,
Kristen.
Top of the boards, but do you have anything else in the bank?
You know, my bank's pretty full, but we'll see. Let's go round 2.
Round 2 it is. Congratulations, Nick.
I mean, when he came into this last year at 29 years old, he was the oldest first-time SuperPipe competitor in history. That's men or women, and that's ski or snowboard. He missed the podium by 1 spot, and now a year later, he finds himself in the top spot in the playoffs, and now again at the finals and looking at a potential gold medal. The bar has been set, but it's far from over. Everyone gets one more run. It's the best run that counts. We'll have the conclusion of Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe Final when we return.
Fun though, huh? It was fun.
And Alex Ferreira taunting everyone on the mountain, taking runs with the Sonic Slush in his hand.
I mean, doing some legit tricks, too, while sipping that Sonic Slushy.
And bringing more people to the party. How about that for being on point with the branding? Look at the packed house here. Monster Energy Men's Ski SuperPipe Final. We've completed 1 round, second and final round to go. But the big story as of right now, it is Nick Gepper sitting in that top spot with a 92.66. And your defending gold medalist, Alex Ferreira, nipping on his heels with a 90. This thing is far from over, though. Best run counts, so it is still up for grabs. But what a story this has turned out to be here tonight. And another story, we've got an X Games rookie here. Finley Melville Ives from New Zealand makes it into the final. Had a little bit of a hiccup there in that first run. That's why you see that 4.66. So looking to bounce that out. Just graduated from high school in 2024. Finds himself here at 18 years old in the finals under the lights, and he's underway for his last attempt.
This first trick gave him trouble, so look for him to put this down and get this run going. Switch right side 9, gets it solid here into the switch double, spinning to the left. Here's that right 12, then going left 16. Finley holds on. Will we see the double? Okay, going alley-oop, flat spin to finish, but did add the 1620 that we did not see from him in the playoffs. He tried it, couldn't quite put it down, puts it down here in run number 2. He's gonna get a score on the board. Look at the Japan grab right under the feet, comes around. So spinning all the different directions. Key there, that right side spin to start, that switch left double. Oh, there's the 16, where unfortunately letting go of that grab quite early. And although it's a very difficult trick, again, the judges don't want to see you just spinning without a grab. They don't want to see you all wrapped up with no hand on the ski. So I don't know if that'll shake up the podium.
No, it's only going to be good enough for an 80, so he's not going to walk out of here with a medal. But again, we said this in his last run. I mean, the weekend that has that has been here in Aspen for the rookies from New Zealand. Way to go, Finley Melville Eyes, making it to the final here in your first ever X Games appearance. Alex Ferreira, your defending gold medalist. He's won this thing 3 times. He's looking at a potential silver. Can he bump up and reclaim the lead from Nick Gepper?
Switch right side 1080. Alex Ferreira does not want to settle for silver. He is battling Nick Gepper here tonight. The right side 1080 gets the tail grab. Oh, just sticking with that 720 when we see the right side 16 with the opposite tail grab. Okay, Alex Ferreira. I was wondering if we would see the switch left double 10, and instead sticks to the 720, builds the momentum and the speed, and that final trick is the hardest grab we have ever seen with that trick. He's doing a 1620 and reaching down with his right hand. That is absolutely precision to be able to lock in that grab. Here's the 1080. How are the grabs the whole way through the run? He has the most spins of any athlete in this run. He's doing these 1620s. Does he get that grab? It looked like he got it, at least for some of that rotation. So this comes down to the judges. What is preferred? The uniqueness of Nick Gepper's run or the both way 16s and that unique grab? Who has the biggest amplitude? I mean, this is a battle and a rivalry that is for the ages getting going here.
It's gonna take a 92.67 to overtake that top spot. He's gonna 92 flat, so he's gonna have to settle for the silver right now. Wow, so there's one skier left in the way of Nick Gepper and a potential first ever SuperPipe gold for him. The 2-run format, the addition of the X Games hype meter are great. You're absolutely right, Pilot. The X Games hype meter's been around, but the 2-run format with playoffs and then getting in the final, yeah, it's been an interesting change here coming into 2025.
There's just more intensity on each run, which I love. There is not a lot of throwaways. You really got to be on your A game all night, and it comes down to who just has it and can put it down not once, but 2 really perfect runs throughout the playoff and final.
So Hunter Hess is assured a medal already. The worst he can do is the position that he's in here now with the bronze. Trying to bump up here in his second and final hit.
Switch double 9. Then into that switch right 10. Here's where he's going huge on the 1260s. 16, almost 17 feet. Then the right side.
No! Just slides out.
Hunter Hess, and with that, as he crumbles just a bit to the side, Nick Gepper just became aware that he's gonna win his first X Games medal in SuperPipe. Just so happens to be the color gold.
Not only did he get his first ever pipe gold, only 2 skiers have ever won gold in slope and pipe. Candide Tovex, he got a 2003 pipe gold and then a 2007 slope gold medal. Tanner Hall's done it as well. He's got 2002, 3, and 4 slope style golds and 2006, 7, and 2008 pipe gold medals. Nick Gepper has 4 slope style golds.
He
13, 14, 15, and 2021, and now in 2025, he owns a SuperPipe gold medal and gets to cap it off with a glory run.
Rarefied air. Tanner Hall and Candide Thovex are some of the greatest and most spectacular names from our sport. Nick Gepper joining the ranks with them, winning a gold in SuperPipe and slope style as well. Is he just having fun with this run? Still doing floaty, big tricks, but he knows. Big toe sack for the fans out there as the crowd down here goes nuts. Nick Gepper, hailing from Indiana of all places. No half pipes in the tri-state, within hundreds of miles of where he grew up, and here he is, a SuperPipe gold medalist at the X Games.
The mountain he grew up on was an elevation of 800 feet with a 400-foot vertical drop. That was it, and now he finds himself in 2025 with an X Games gold. Let's send it down to Kristen with our winner.
Nick, you're now a gold medalist in SuperPipe. Tell me about the journey this sport has taken you on.
Wow, it's been such an emotional journey. It's been an emotional week, if you couldn't tell by my social media. My whole family's here, my girlfriend, I love them all. And there's a new champ in Aspen, that's Nick Gepper!
Nick, at one point in your career, you felt burnt out from skiing. You had told me last year that you wanted to find the joy that you had maybe lost in skiing. Have you now found that joy again?
It's a patient journey. It really is. It takes a while. It takes small steps, but man, it's a dream. This is exactly how I visualize this going, and I love everyone in my corner, everyone that's supporting me, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. Let's go.
Congratulations, Nick.
I mean, again, just to tell that story, it's insane. I mean, so dominant in slope style, and then to just completely shift gears to a different discipline that late in your career. Last year was his first SuperPipe event here at X Games, and he just missed the podium, and now he walks out of here a gold medalist.
And he is really building that rivalry. He is throwing some shade there. A new champ in town. You hear him? There is aggression in the air.
That's 2 years in a row with a bronze for Hunter Hess. Alex Ferreira adds his 8th SuperPipe medal to his trophy case, and it's Nick Gepper who walks away tonight with X Games SuperPipe gold.